Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Baja Pips. It is September 30th, 2021. It is officially Thursday, and I'm very excited for the market movements. Today is the last day of the month, and I do suspect a lot of really decent moves to wrap the month up, to finish the quarter, and to finish the week. So, without further ado, I want to get straight into it. I have a CAD trade that I went over in yesterday's video. I had some highlights to go over, and basically, I have an escape plan because, as you can currently see, prices in no man's land region of the chart, and I personally am not too optimistic with this trade any longer. And so I want to show everyone the escape plan that I normally would have in case I am in a trade and it does not go in my favor. So Cadchf, actually, I was in a 3 lot. So I'm heavily invested in this trade, and hence, therefore, I have a little bit more, more pressure taking this trade. So unfortunately, I put a 3 lot in on this specific account, and a 3 lot is just a little too much for my margin to handle for one trade on this account. So I was unable to pick the daily winners. I actually had a Eurgbp. I also had a Eurgbp buy, and Eurgbp was a mover yesterday. It didn't really take off much, as we can see. I had a buy stop. Eurogp did go up, triggered the buy stop, and now it's currently resting at the supply that is now acting as demand. And then I had a Usdchf trade, which unfortunately this took off yesterday. So once again, I had a buy perspective if price did break a certain region, and it did, and it kept on going up 40 pips. So there were movers for the day, and because I did not have enough diversification in my portfolio, I actually missed those trades. Lastly, Euro USD kept on going down. So this was a real good mover yesterday, and because once again I was so caught up in CAD CHF, I missed the opportunity. GBP AUD, it went from a counter trend trade to looks like it's getting back in its trend, and I also want to go over that. So GA, it was in a counter trend for the week. I had some buys in earlier on in the week, around September 27th or 28th, and I got stopped out right around here. Was even sooner, and prices kept on going down about 127 more pips. Yesterday, I looked at the chart, and I said that if I could find a solid trend to get back into the move for the week, then I would start to eyeball GA. And it looks like there's a solid A to B, B to C, C to D completed wave, and is getting back into resistance, which looks like it's only a few pips away from having a potential breakout to the upside. And that break to the upside, it looks like it can be lived pretty well because that resistance right above is not that strong looking. So I do project GA to continue its move towards the upside for another 100 plus pips, and that would just be the start of the new run towards the bull side on GA, and then my stop loss would just be shortly under this current trend. That's my move for GA. I could actually put it in this video. I'll actually, let's just say 2 standards I put on GA on this account, and I'm gonna write it up. So I did mention that for the week, for the day, we're pretty much out of the trade, shortly below, around 1.86315, and we're looking at the 15-minute. Yes, sir, we are below that. That's where our stop loss is going to be placed, and our reward is at least 91 pips, which is 1 times the average ATR. And I do plan on taking this to weekly highs and potentially closing above. That is my GA trade. I will follow up with you guys on that later. Euro USD, this account, it's been literally on a nosedive, and I did explain this at the beginning of the week. I'm glad I caught a certain move a couple days ago, but let's say I did catch the early chunk of this drop. How far will it actually go? I do believe it's gonna keep on going down on the weekly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put in some risk-seeking trades on Euro USD, putting down a 1.5 to get started. And I know that the market is going to continue driving in my favor, but let's get out where it's gonna say it's no longer going up. So you got your A to B, B to C, C to D. Anything above this previous Elliott wave right here, 37 pips. That's more than enough for me to get out at. And I'm going to do a 37 pip stop loss with a potential fall of, wow, okay, that's the next zone it's saying. So 84 pips, which once again is a good amount of money, and I look for opportunity on the other side as well. So this is Euro USD, GA. Now I'm also going to take another trade setup, CAD, This has to be the mover of the day right here. If this is out, A to B, B to C, C to D, then I am out the trade. So we have a potential rally. Now, one thing that happened yesterday kind of got me upset. Was I had my stop slightly above, and price came to my stop, and spread stopped me out, and so I had to get back into this short. But looking at this, 11 pips plus a potential 5 pip spread would give me about 16 pips. Always doing that potential spread because it's a real thing, and if you don't want to get prematurely stopped out for something, that's 11 pips right there. Prevent me from prematurely getting stopped out, I actually will place my stop right above there. I don't know why it's not registering though. There we go. So the worst case, absolute worst case scenario on this trade I lose is $455, but I don't believe that's gonna happen. And judging by this minute, it does look like a completed down wave towards the downside. I think it's the clearest move I've seen all day. So it's very obvious where price is going to go if it does not fulfill my plan. And that's pretty much it for that. I'm just going to continue to wait. I do have a pretty hard drive to the downside, but this is a counter trend trade. These are very short-lived trades. More likely than not, they will not work. And so, I don't like taking counter trend setups. You guys seen what happened in GA. It was a counter trend setup. It did not work, and it went back into trend. And this could happen just like same way, A to B, B to C, C to D, but there's no guarantees of the move to continue down. So worst case scenario, I'm going to set my stop slightly above. I'm going to take I could even get a stop a little bit higher, a little bit lower. So I'm looking at 5, we have nothing more than 11 pips. Like around there, but I don't know, market's not really registering my trade, right now. So let's just be patient. Let's just wait. I do have my eyes on Eurgbp as a potential mover. Once this current down wave is over, I'm actually going to look for entries towards the upside on this pair as well. It does have a very solid wave towards both sides, and I do believe that this could be a potential mover as well. What I'm going to do on Cadchf right now, because it's not showing as much promise, is that I'm actually going to get out of the trade, just you guys see right there, and I'm going to place a smaller lot size, maybe a two standards, same stop criteria. That way, see in this video, give it about 13 pips in case there is a 5 pip stop above. I don't know why this is giving me such issues. .73. Let's try it this way. Probably because of spread. This is annoying. It won't let me register my stop where I want to, so I'm going to go ahead and do this manually. It's like a really pain in the ass. 16. See, it won't even let me trade. Like, what is the spread looking like? That's ridiculous. Should be able to take this down as low as I want. Spread on this is only 5 pips. That's like the average spread count I was able to get. Well, I'm gonna just let it do its thing. And first target, we're aiming for 13 pips, saying that it's still part of the day. Second target we're aiming for is going to be further down, 20 pips, and ultimately we like to get it down for as much as 30 pips on the day. And so that's pretty much where I'm looking to exit. 2.5 standards, 30 pips, that's about $600, $700, and yeah, now I actually have a potential winner for the day if counter-trend move can continue to work. Now let me look at that Eurgbp to end this video. I'm going to put the remainder of my lots in Eurgbp. I can actually, if I can put 1.5, I will. If not, we'll find out. So I can't put 1.5 on this broker due to margin requirements. So 1.0 would be nice. There's A to B, B to C, C to D. So try to put a standard. Fortunately, they won't let me put a standard as well, so let me try to put a 0.80 to see if I can get in this. Come on. I just had 3 standards on Cadchf at 0.70. And this is what I don't like about limited brokers. The leverage is so small, you guys, they won't even let me take this trade. Okay. So I'm risking 370 for a potential rise towards the upside. That would be, here we go. I do believe it's going to break that resistance, continue to climb. So about 168 pips to the upside is my next potential target for this pair. And that's it. I'm going to be eyeballing Cadchf counter move, and I'm going to be eyeballing Eurgbp trend move, and that's going to be it for my watch list for the next 24 hours. Hopefully this all plays out accordingly. If Eurgbp continues to go against me, I plan on placing another potential buy trade around 0.6244, so that's about 15 pips away, and riding it towards the upside. So that's my moves for the day. That's my moves for pretty much the week. And anything below there would signal a counter move, which once again, like I said, they're very short-lived. I highly, go against counter trend trading. You might be caught up in something like Cadchf and what happened to me today. Counter trend, I definitely got the okay. It's going to be going down, but we can see how it just popped up, went to the side, and consolidated for the 24 hours. Instead of actually giving me a strong signal towards the proper directional bias, it just kind of stopped, and that was just a complete waste of time, more or less. On top of that, I did lose some money as it spiked up towards the highs, and my stop was just so low, and the spread kind of tapped my order. I lost the $463 prior at the beginning of the day, so it wasn't the greatest trading day, but lots of lessons, valuable lessons were learned in this, and at least I'm gonna make my $400 back as long as this works out. And worst case scenario is that I lose some money, which I'm pretty much used to at this point. And that's it, guys. Just confirm. Okay, it's about 14.8 pips. I can do with that. So I'll follow up with everyone tomorrow. See if the movers that I picked today actually do move the right way. Stick to the trend, guys. If you have a trend, do not try to counter trend. Only way you go to a counter trend setup is if the overall bias is now countering a previous trend. If the overall bias is not countering that previous trend, stick to the trend that you're trading, because more likely than not, that's going to be the most favorable turnout, and it's going to actually go in your direction faster, more efficient, and a lot more clear than a counter trend trade would. Hope that clears things up, guys. I'll follow up at the end of the week, and you have a great day.